Learning this could totally transform your golf game, lower your scores, and make you the envy of all your friends. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Guys, make sure you do smash that subscribe button if you want to do just that. Get good at golf. Today we're talking about short game, and this is something which is vitally important to anyone's game. We've got a fantastic drill that we've set up here, which I've not seen before, but it makes a lot of sense because to have a good short game, we have to be consistent, not only at squaring that club face up, but how we attack the ball, how we approach the ball. You see, I see so many people, and sometimes you might get away with this, but it's very much, you're going to manipulate the club to get it to work. If you come too steep over the ball, that's generally what you might see. You struggle to find the low point, you blade it through there. Chris reminded me to fetch that ball because it was brand new at the end of this video. And if you get too shallow, you start to see very similar. I've managed to rescue that and get a strike, but it's gone right. The obvious one, and I'm not going to do it because John's manicured this first hole to be luscious, is if you come out too much here and get too steep, the leading edge gets overactive, you duff it into the ground, and it's very, very difficult to find not only a low point, but also square the club upon the arc and get the club to work where you want it. So just by utilising this drill, we see this drill often with drivers, with irons, with people who want to hit straighter golf shots because people don't want to slice the driver, people don't want to hook the driver, and we know that's related to not only club face but also swing path. Think about your swing path with short game, guys. It still wants to be nice and neutral. We still want to be able to pick a trajectory. We can only do that by squaring the club face up, by having a consistent dynamic loft. And we also want to think about landing area. We can only do that if we know how hot or how fast the ball's going to come off. So if I have a ball here, I've got a 56 degree ball in the middle of my stance, weight forward, I know that if I just take the club back and have a nice neutral motion, you'll see that's come out with a little bit of spin, rolling down towards the flag, very similar to the first shot that I played. And the key there is the element of consistency. I know how that ball's going to come off, I know how high it's going to go, I know pretty much how it's going to react when it lands. Guys, Chris is going to show us this drill now, just about how you can do this, how you can take it to the course. It can change your game in a matter of seconds, and it's something which so many people don't think about. More people are bothered about, go on, this could go in, this one. Go on, go on. More people are bothered about hitting it longer off the tee, when this can save you way more shots, help you lower your handicap, and help you get good at golf.
So great points as always there from James. And guys, if you're looking to improve your game, if you want more information about online lessons or in-person lessons, please drop us an email on the email below. But we're talking obviously short game here and trying to be neutral. So there will be somebody comments on this, because somebody always comments on every single short game and says, yes, but Phil Mickelson says he has the ball position forwards or back and never in the middle. And yes, Phil Mickelson does that. He can hit 1,000,000 balls a day. He is obviously one of the best and will go down as probably the best short game player ever. But for the everyday golfer who cannot practice, cannot play, this is a drill we want you to do just to help you get in those chips onto the green, getting a strike, and being able to start to see, right, do you know what, I can play the same ball flight or the ball flight I've picked, I can get a little bit of spin, and I can get my short game to be predictable. Once we start getting your ball position back, what we likely see is you will start to hit this inside tee, and you'll then hit it on the outside. That club is going to be working out towards the right, so we would more than likely take out both of those tees. If I get the ball position forwards for a flop shot, more than likely again I'm going to be working across this, and I'm going to start to take those two tees out. So if you start to see any tees being knocked out, you can now break that down to exactly, right, what am I doing? Am I cutting across the ball to the left, or am I swinging out to the right? That's going to tell you where your ball position is. If we can get your ball position, again, nice and narrow with the stands, probably a club width apart, and we get that ball position in the centre, we can start to get a neutral path. I can have the club just ahead of my zipper here, and we can start to get that club working through the gates and starting to get a nice neutral fly, a neutral strike. And you can see there, without much work, I've been able to get that ball closer to the hole. And yes, if we want to hit the ball higher, we can then open that club up. I'm just going to get a little bit further away, and we can still play a neutral swing and get that ball up into the air. So I can still play the same kind of motion, get that club coming through the gate, and you see there, I've generated a little bit higher launch. So I've changed my setup ever so slightly, I've put a little bit more loft on it, and that's jumped up. But you see straight away there, that wasn't as consistent as just playing that mid-flighted shot for this one. If you've got a shorter flag, you might think, right, do you know what, I'm not going to use my 56. This is very rare words on the channel and on James's channel. I'm going to tell you, right, grab your 60 and play that same neutral shot, because the 60 has that little bit more loft on it for you. That's going to generate it to go a little bit higher off the start, and that might be then perfect for a flag that's a little bit shorter. If you, well, I would hope you have tees, but if you don't have tees, you can also do these with alignment sticks. You can put 2 alignment sticks down there if you want a better visual, and you can start to get your club working through the alignment sticks. But again, get that setup consistent, get that stance nice and narrow, club width apart, ball position in the middle, and then from there, let's help you get good at golf.
So guys, just as Chris said there, you can do this with alignment sticks, but I have to interrupt because I love the idea that you get so much feedback on the drill when you are using the T-pegs. Chris, what do you think about the element of feedback where if obviously you get this wrong, you're going to wipe a couple of T-pegs out? This is why you do it with a T-peg and not like a mobile phone or something expensive.
Or 2 shafts. Someone might say put 2 clubs down, then when you take a big dint out one of your wedges or one of your 6-iron and you can't use it, it's not helpful. So tees are on alignment sticks, but here again, if I get that ball position too far back, I've already clipped one.
Ball's gone right, like we said as well.
Straight
Club's worked out to the right.
We can't square that up, and we know obviously with an amateur golfer it's very hard to square your face up if you've got ever-changing ball positions. The game's hard enough as it is. The same as if you go, oh, do you know what I've seen? I've got to cut across to get a lot of spin here. I get my stance good, I get the ball position good.
Oh, they're both gone.
And again, I didn't think I did much different there. I've got a little bit steep, I've cut across it, I've not timed it perfectly, as we know, which we can't every single time unless we practice as much as Phil Mickelson, and that's the feedback that you're going to get, and then from there, you can get it nice and neutral, and you can get good at golf.